Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we're learning more about a case where a man was arrested after allegedly trying to meet up with a minor. And some coroners discuss legislation that would establish a coroner salary schedule in Kentucky.
And it's quiet now, but that's going to change as we go into Wednesday. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Clay County man was arrested last week in Perry County in an attempt allegedly to meet a minor for sexual activities. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to the Perry County Sheriff's Office, who is leading the investigation.
On Tuesday, January 6th, 63-year-old Gregory Sizemore of Manchester was arrested by the Perry County Sheriff's Office after attempting to meet a minor at the Grand View Plaza in the Combs area to exchange money for sexual activities. According to Captain Jesse Day, who met with Sizemore, the Sheriff's Office received a tip from social services about the case.
Social workers that talked to me told me that he was wanting to meet this male subject and take him back to the London-Corbin area with him.
According to the arrest citation, the juvenile had told a social worker that Sizemore wanted to participate in sexual activities and would drive to Hazard to do so. Officials say the communication was made through a popular social media app, and the investigation is ongoing.
We're going to obtain some search warrants for some cell phones, social media.
While officials say it is not currently a, quote, issue, similar incidents are becoming more frequent in Perry County and Eastern Kentucky.
Just be interactive with your juveniles, no matter the age. Kind of keep up with who they're in contact with, because these predators come from far away to anywhere. They'll go anywhere. Strongly suggest to make any social media platform a private account so nobody can look at it unless you are friends with that person.
And officials say Sizemore has been faced with similar charges back in 1997. However, he was shown not guilty. In Perry County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Sizemore is being held at the Kentucky River Regional Jail, and he is facing several charges. He's expected to have a preliminary hearing on January 20th at 9 a.m. In Pulaski County, a man accused of killing his father and grandfather had a court appearance today. We are told Austin Prather had gone through an evaluation with the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center, and that report is not back yet. In addition to being accused of shooting and killing his dad and granddad, Prather was also accused of trying to kill his grandmother. The incident happened back in December of 2023. Prather has another court date set for January 22nd. A Johnson County man has pleaded guilty in a federal video voyeurism case. Henry Richer admitted producing child sexual abuse material. Court documents say by pleading guilty, Richer would have to register as a sex offender upon his release from prison. The incident happened last September when Richer is accused of filming a teenage girl undressing herself without her consent. Richer is currently being held in the Boyd County Detention Center. Kentucky State Police responded to a 3-vehicle crash in Perry County last night on Cornet Hill Drive near Christopher Road. Troopers say 26-year-old Jacob Sizemore was driving under the influence when he tried to pass a vehicle, and as he was passing, another driver was traveling in the opposite direction. Sizemore then attempted to swerve back into his lane and hit both drivers. Officials say he continued driving, then pulled over at a nearby church and walked back to the scene and was arrested for DUI and taken to the Kentucky River Regional Jail. 3 people were taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. Parents of a 5-year-old child are accused of abuse after police say they and 2 others forced the child to live in horrible conditions. The disturbing case is out of Madison County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on those troubling allegations.
A complaint called into police with concerns of child abuse brought officers to an apartment off of Big Hill Avenue Saturday morning.
The amount of trash that was there was just very substantial, and even to the point where officers couldn't get into one room because of trash piled up so high.
Officers also say they found feces covering the floors. It was matted to the carpet and even up some of the walls. Food was left out, and flies were covering fly strips. The Parents, another relative, and a fourth person were all charged with abuse.
I think when it comes to cases like this, it's important to think about how long it took some of these messes to accumulate.
According to the police citation, the mother blamed the conditions simply on the fact that supposedly no one was willing to help her clean the apartment. Police say that she and others caused as much as $6,000 in various damages to that one unit. Police say Tasha Carnes is the mother, Keon Young the father. Young told police that he would have cleaned it up but got lazy from working so much. He also blamed the others for it getting so bad.
The presence of feces everywhere is just, as we know, completely unsanitary, and that's not safe for the child or the adults living in the room.
Police say the 5-year-old was placed in a safer environment by social services. In Madison County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The other two suspects were Jalen Carnes and Wendy Combs. All 4 suspects were taken to the Madison County Detention Center. Well, the weather looking pretty good today. A little cold out there. Another nice day tomorrow, but then winter returns in a big way. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast.
That's right. Talk about some weather whiplash, especially as we go into your Wednesday. Take a look here at the first alert weather days in effect for Wednesday all the way into Monday of next week. Bitter cold wind chills, some places seeing that feels like temperature in the single digits. Not out of the question. Periods of light snow with a little bit of accumulation. All is quiet right now on the radar scan, and this is going to get a break for the most part tomorrow. It's when we go into the overnight hours that shower chances start to ramp up. Overnight lows will be in the upper 20s and low 30s. Highs for Tuesday, making it into the mid to upper 50s with plenty of sunshine. That is until we get into your evening and overnight hours. Here comes that shower chance in the forecast. There's Wednesday at 2 a.m. from Louisa to just north of London. You can see by 4 a.m. how it starts to push its way south. By 7 o'clock in the morning, the majority of us will be seeing shower activity. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s. If you have plans over the next 12 hours, clear skies, temperatures staying in the mid-30s. We'll break everything down coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. For years, several Kentucky coroners have been working to get on an even playing field with other offices in their counties when it comes to pay. And now a new House bill that's been filed this legislative session could do that. Alyssa Williams spoke to a few Kentucky coroners about this bill and the impact it could have.
Madison County Coroner Jimmy Cornelison says the office of coroner is a demanding one. He says it's common knowledge that coroners do it for the love of the job and not the pay. But he says it's time that pay becomes an incentive.
We want a reasonable pay, and people need to be interested. People need to want this job.
In the late 90s, a handful of constitutional county-level offices, including judge executives, sheriffs, and county clerks, were put in a salary schedule, meaning they can earn pay increases over time. Coroners were not included in that, and their pay hasn't been adjusted since. But there is hope to change that, with House Bill 138 being proposed this legislative session.
What we're trying to do here is kind of bring the coroner's office up to the 21st century.
Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn is a Kentucky Coroners Association chairperson pushing for this bill. He says the salary scale aims for coroner salary to be at least half of the current pay for those other constitutional offices.
We have good people who've been elected as the coroner. They're young, they're agile, they're energetic, and they want to help their community. And they have quit after they've been elected because the pay and the physical court will not work with them and help them.
And with the 4 steps for yearly pay increments also being proposed, Ginn and Cornelison say this could be an effort that creates a more sustainable future for tomorrow's coroners.
We want a pay structure that is fair and that is adequate. We're not asking for the moon.
It's something that you can't just do for nothing.
Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Ginn says the funds for the pay increase would come from a county's general budget. If signed into law, the change would take effect in January of next year. A pair of Kentucky bills could make it so that some U.S. citizens cannot run for local or state office. If the measures become law, it could prevent some current lawmakers from running for re-election. Republican Representative Shane Baker of Somerset filed 2 bills that he says will strengthen qualifications for candidates. House Bill 186 focuses on local elected offices, while House Bill 259 is a proposed constitutional amendment for state offices. Both would require candidates to be natural-born U.S. citizens. This means that naturalized immigrants would not be able to hold public office, from school boards all the way up to the governor's office. Current State Representative Nima Kulkarni of Louisville was born in India, and this would affect any future bids for re-election. She says she believes that bills like these are not serving Kentuckians' needs.
So this is really just more for, I think, sound bites and drawing attention to how this person is throwing red meat to the base, if in fact his constituents even want this. That I doubt that they care that much, especially given all the other issues that they're facing on a daily basis.
Representative Baker released a statement this morning on these 2 bills that he filed. It reads in part, quote, "Our founders believed it necessary for our president to be a natural-born citizen of this nation, and now we see the necessity for this to extend to other elected offices. We have seen firsthand the consequences of foreign leadership in states like Minnesota, and soon we will see how it takes shape in one of America's greatest cities, New York," end quote.
All right, here's a look at the weather headlines. First alert weather day has been declared beginning Wednesday and lasting until Monday of next week because of snow and cold temperatures. Details coming up.
And officials in one eastern Kentucky county are asking folks to sign up for an alert system that could possibly save lives.